Okay, well, happy Wednesday. Thank you for everybody for coming online today. So, today I'm really happy to talk to you guys about the 90-day blueprint. We are in coming up to the last quarter of the year. It's hard to believe this year has gone by the way it has, but there is still so much potential left and so many things that can be done. And so today we're going to go over some step-by-step strategies on how you can grow your business in the next 90 days. So we're going to talk about creating a business plan, doing a follow-up system, all to keep you top of mind for your clients. So when I do my presentations and I speak, I don't like to just speak at you guys. I love you guys to um, be a part of it and have a conversation and have a great flow. So if you guys have any questions during the time, feel free to just put up your hand or yell something out, and I'll be happy to touch base. Okay, so this is basically our agenda for today. So we're going to talk about building a follow-up system. We're going to talk about maximizing your CRM, preparing for the holidays. Holiday season is just around the corner. We're going to talk about creating a mini business plan for the last Q4 of this year. And also we'll do some interactive exercises and questions. So I love this saying, the final quarter of the year is often underestimated, but it really can set you up for so much success in the new year. A lot of people underestimate what can be done in the last quarter. They say, oh, it's a slow season, it's the holidays, everybody's going to be off work and out of sight, out of mind. No, 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 no. That's not what we're going to do with our real estate businesses. I say oftentimes when you see other people relaxing and taking a break or taking time off, that's likely going to be the best time where you want to jump into things. That's going to be the best time where you have an opportunity to stand out and to really make a difference. So I'd love to hear from everybody, and I'd love for people to just give me some examples. What are some of the biggest challenges you've seen in growing your business in the last quarter of this year, whether it's related to types of clients you've had, areas, market, economy? I'd love to hear from you guys. Nobody's had any challenges. We've just had the most amazing quarter of our business, of our careers.
Um, Biggest challenge wouldn't, I would say for me, it was finding newer business. So like I've noticed for me personally, my pipeline hasn't, it's been more people pushing their plans back, let's say to the fall in the last quarter. And a lot of the people in Q3 fell off or pushed back. So that was the biggest thing that came up for me.
Awesome. Thanks for mentioning that. And that is a great point, especially with the economy and where interest rates are. It's great interest rates are going in the right direction, down where we want to see them. But I do also see a lot of people saying they want to hold off a little bit longer and see where things go. Anyone else?
I think maybe like a mindset challenge.
Hmm.
Meaning, oh, nobody wants to talk to me, everybody's off, everybody is not interested to talking about their real estate plans because it's just not the season for it. So I think it's just overcoming the mindset, the limiting beliefs around that.
Very good. And that is a great point as well. A lot of people's hopes have really come down in the last few quarters of this year where things have been. So a lot of people are just kind of drained and clients kind of over it. Okay, so we're going to talk about the system. Here's the system we're going to talk about. Number one is going to be to segment your clients. Number two, we're going to talk about knowing your frequency. And number three, we're going to talk about using different methods. So for sure, you guys take notes of all these things that we're going to be talking about. And I also want you to start to visualize yourself actually doing these steps. A lot of times we attend online webinars, we hear great information, you're like, yeah, I should do that, I should do that, I should do that. And then the next day, it's in one ear and out the other. So it to really retain and stick with you, I want you to visualize some of the things that we're going to do. So if I say segment your clients, start to think about, okay, I'm going to go into my CRM, I'm going to do this, I'm going to call it this, or I'm going to do this. Or you know what, one day I'm going to do this, I'm going to put this in my calendar. I want you to start to visualize actually doing these things that we're going to talk about, because that's going to be the first step to actually making a big change. Okay, so segmenting your leads. So ideally, you want to have a way to differentiate what kind of leads you're dealing with, what type of clients, potential clients, or transactions that you're going to be doing. Some typical ways are really just hot, warm, and cold. But honestly, you can call it red, blue, yellow. You can say apple, oranges, mangoes. You want say Toyota, Mercedes, Tesla, like whatever floats your boat. The point is you can customize it for what is going to work for you and what is going to resonate with you, right? It's your business, it's your clients, it's your database. What do you want to see? What is going to maybe give you something to laugh at or make you a little bit more interested to actually go and do your lead follow-up and your lead generation? So whatever floats your boat, use that in your own system. Okay, so typically with hot leads, these are people who are actively looking to buy and sell. People who are warm leads are typically people who are interested, but they're still going to need some nurturing, some follow up, more connections. And then cold leads are typically people who are unresponsive or not yet ready. I do like to say that there's no such thing as a dead lead or a trash lead or a garbage lead. There are a few exceptions, but for the most part, it's just a matter of timing. So even if they're being unresponsive now or they're not ready now, I'm pretty sure they're going to be ready one day. So it's up to you to have the right systems in place to be top of mind for them when that right day comes. So according to the National Association of Realtors, the likelihood of connecting with a lead increases by a staggering 100 times if you call them within the first 5 minutes, as compared to waiting 30 minutes. This statistic underscores the significance of immediate action. So although following up with the lead within 5 minutes, that's your best chances, but oftentimes it's not always possible or always realistic. I'd love to hear from a few people, get some engagement going. But what are some reasons why you think some realtors don't follow up right away? Whether it's you or another realtor you know, I'd love to hear some ideas. What are some reasons why you think realtors don't follow up right away?
I would
Yeah, go
say
ahead.
for me, if it happened, like some of the times what the reason is if I'm in a meeting or if for like say they're scrolling at like 9 p.m., I'm not typically going to be picking up the phone and calling them right around then. And then other times I've just missed it and I haven't noticed it until later on. Are some reasons that come to mind. And then I mean there are the other ones where it's like, oh, I'll just call them later. Right. So
Yeah,
Yeah, mine was kind
yeah,
of the same
all
as
good points.
sorry, mine was kind of the same as Lexi's, is that sometimes the Facebook leads they come in at like 9, 10 p.m. or even like 2 a.m. in the morning. Like I'm not gonna call them during that time. And I usually push it towards the next evening or sorry, the next day, like towards the evening or the afternoon where I might be able to get more of a better chance to get a hold of them during that time.
Yeah,
Also just
awesome.
thinking, oh, this is just another dud, like another bad lead. It's not gonna come to anything, so you don't have that sense of urgency to call them because you think it's just like the last lead that you got, so.
Right. Exactly. All really great reasons. And especially that last one, Melissa, I would say is what I find is most common. Thinking, oh, it's just another lead. I'm not too sure if they're going to be serious. I'm not too sure if they're going to be ready, a hot lead to go right now. But what I want everybody to also keep in mind is that when you are, because oftentimes people will go on the website, they'll fill out something and they just wanted to see what's online, or they maybe think that, oh, they don't want to talk to me, they just wanted to see the information or grab the information. What I want everybody to keep in mind is that you are not Don't position yourself as, oh, I'm calling them right away, I'm going to annoy them, or I'm going to upset them, or whatever reason. You are not annoying people. It's all about in how you are providing value to that person. If that person came in as a lead, there's a reason for it. There's some kind of interest in real estate. And so it's up to you to be able to see what kind of value you can provide to them, whether it's something that is an immediate piece of value or something that is more long term. It's all in how you position yourself. And that's one of the greatest benefits of coaching, is having someone to be your accountability and show you how to fine tune that practice, how to fine tune your communication skills, and really how to be able to reach and convert a much wider vast of leads than you would perhaps on your own. So in providing value to people, there's look at what you're saying to them. When you're first calling them, are you saying, hi, I saw you looking at a house, are you ready to buy? Or, hi, yeah, I saw you creeping on my website, are you a serious lead? It's all in how you position yourself. So some things you can say that are a bit different is, hey, thanks for visiting my website. I just want to let you know that I actually have a really great buyer's guide that will help you with tips and budgeting. Did you want me to send that to your email? Right? That's something that may catch them off guard, like, oh, I went on her website, now she's here providing me this value. You could say, hey, thanks for visiting my website. If you didn't find anything interesting there, I can send you some other options, possibly look for some off-market options. Would you be interested in that? Even as a last example, you could say something like, hey, thanks for visiting my website. I just want to make sure that you're up to date on what's happening in the market. Did you hear about the last interest rate drop? So it's good to think of these ways. What ways can you provide value to these people who have already raised their hand? They've already said, hey, I'm interested, even if just knowing the price. They're saying, oh, I'm not looking to buy or sell now, but they wanted to know the price, or they want to know what this house looks like or something like that. So it's up to you to be able to figure out kind of what their interest level is, be able to segment what type of lead they are, and looking at how you can provide value to them and thinking outside of the box.
Hey, is the goal of the first call? Sorry, I'm a bit of a new realtor. I've only done this for a few months. So,
Hey, for sure.
is the goal not to try and get an appointment with them, to get them either to come into the office to do a buyer consult or to go to their house to do a listing presentation? That would be is that the goal of the first call, or is that not till later?
That is always the goal, to be able to book a buyer consultation with them. What I'm speaking to is more so, what is your first approach? What is your first reaction? So when you first speak to them and you say, you can use one of those examples that I gave, and then see where the conversation goes from there. Because if they're at the point where they're like, yeah, no, I just want to see the price, or I just want to look at it, how are you going to be able to pivot that into turning them into a lead that you can provide value to them later on? If they're ready to go and they're willing to do that buyer consult right away, amazing, go for it, and be able to lead into that. Sorry, I'm just pulling up the chat. Okay, Anne's asking how many of us just started this year, like she did. Anybody else new realtors? Yeah, a few.
Yeah. We've got one in the room.
Okay, amazing. Okay, so I want to hear some examples from everybody. Oh, Anne just started in August. What are some ideas, do you think, of how you can increase your chances of lead conversion? So if you're thinking, oh, I want to improve my chances of turning this lead into a client, what do you think are some tactics or methods that you could do?
Practice and role play.
Good. Awesome.
Practicing those conversations and objection handlers.
Amazing. Yeah.
If they want to see a house, give them what they're looking for, give them the information.
Yeah. Don't try and beat around the bush. Just be direct. Give them what they're looking for, but also being able to provide, showing how you can provide more value afterwards.
Yeah.
I was gonna say maybe just like being curious about them and not really like taking their initial objection as the no right away. Kind of just trying to dig deeper under that.
I love that, Kylene.
Yeah,
Building rapport with the client.
ask a million questions and find, yeah, that common ground, build the rapport.
Excellent. So now I'm going to go over 2 ways to increase your chances of converting of lead conversion that maybe not everybody always thinks about. Time blocking and templates. So your chances of converting a lead, time blocking. You need to block off time to actually go and do it. So you need to build it into your schedule that this is your designated time in order to convert leads, to follow up with leads, to get updated on leads, to see, are they still a hot lead? Are they still a warm lead? Are they a cold lead that is now ready to become a warm lead? You need to block off the time in your calendar, because if you don't, it's not to say that you won't do it, but your chances are so much more slim. So there's so much importance on actually time blocking, and make it realistic for your lifestyle and for your schedule. You don't have to, the more time, the better. If you can block off 3 hours a day, amazing. If you can only maybe do 30 minutes before lunch, 30 minutes after dinner, or 30 minutes after you get to the office, do what works for your schedule. But the importance is you need to actually put it in your schedule so that you have something designated, and take it seriously. When you have that time to follow up with leads, maybe you should put your phone on focus or on do not disturb. Give that solid 30 minutes, 1 hour, whatever amount of time it is, and designate it for that actual task to get it completed. Another great way to increase your chances of converting a lead is using templates. Oftentimes, when we get these new lead inquiries, it's kind of the same conversation we're having over again. So, leads that come in off of Facebook, or leads that we maybe get off of realtor.ca for a listing, have a set list of template responses that you can use, that you can quickly copy and paste over into that lead. I know, especially recently, I have a lease where I'm representing the landlord, and I get so many inquiries off of Facebook. Hi, is this available? Hi, is this available? Hi, is this available? One of my templates is, hi, thanks for reaching out. Yes, this unit is still available. Are you looking for yourself? Or I have a questionnaire that I get people to fill out. So I'd say, I'd love for you to take a few minutes and fill out this questionnaire, and then we can see how we can best help you on your search, or something like that. So find a few responses that you can use that you know you're constantly saying, and have that saved as a notepad in your phone. It will cut down your response time, and it will cut down your thinking effort. Certain things, and don't make it like robotic responses, or yes, this is available, how can I help you? Put a little feelers into it, try and build some rapport, but have those saved to the side. A great way, Ben, I'll come to you in a second. A great way of even thinking of what responses to have, use ChatGPT. That's a lot of training that I do, being able to use ChatGPT and customize it to you specifically. And then you can get it to create responses that sound like you and that are realistic, and that you can use for a lot of new lead generation. Ben.
Where do you keep all those templates? I know in my email I have like a drafts folder, but where do you keep them? Like if you're responding on your cell phone, you have to go to the drafts. Where do you hold on to these things to make it easier?
Yeah, great question. So for me personally, I have an iPhone. So I have the standard just notes app. So I keep that as a template in my notes. Sometimes if I have like a recent listing for, like, for instance, a lease, I will text it to myself and I'll just have it easily available. If you want to have a Excel spreadsheet with typical responses, or a Word document, it really can be whatever options are good for you and whatever is fastest available for you. I find that typically having it somewhere on your phone is the best, because even if you're out and about and not at your computer, you still have access to it to be able to respond to that lead within a good amount of time.
Tori, have you ever used ManyChat? I know some people.
Oh, yes, ManyChat. That's a next level. But yes, we've talked about that in the past before, and that's something that I love. But ManyChat is a great platform that will auto respond for you. So it takes a little bit of time to set it up, but that is a great way in order to have literally your inquiries responded within seconds. And again, you can use the template responses that have questions that can help build rapport and that sound like you and doesn't sound like you're a robot. But in essence, if you make a post on Instagram and you have it linked to ManyChat, you can say, comment below for my free guide. And anybody who comments, ManyChat has a system set up. When they see a trigger word, it will automatically send either a message to the person, it'll respond to their comment, or it can send them a link or something of that nature. But that is a great tool to use in order to cut your response time down, and you literally don't have to lift a finger. Great point, Eileen. Okay, so now we're going to talk about number 2, knowing your frequency. So whatever categories that you chose to segment your leads, let's use Toyota, Mercedes, and Tesla. For those 3 categories, what is going to be your frequency of following up with them? So you want to be able to establish, again, what is going to work for you in your business, what is realistic for you in your timeframes. So maybe those people who are, I'll say Toyotas, who are cold leads, maybe you're touching base with them quarterly. To be honest, everybody in your database should be hearing from you at least quarterly. You really don't want to have too much time go by in getting in touch with a lead because of people's life changes, what's happening. You want to be top of mind when the right time comes. So for those cold or those Toyota leads, what system do you have in place to be in touch with them quarterly? Are you going to have an email campaign set up? Are you going to have ManyChat? Well, no, actually, you can't do that for ManyChat. But are you going to have a system in place where your system can do the work for you? Your CRM can do the work for you. It will reach out to these people at these designated times with the content that is created. These are ways on how you're going to automate your business, automate your responses. Let the technology do some of the work for you that is more paced out. That way, your efforts can be focused more towards those people who need it right now. So those people who are maybe, let's say, Mercedes, that are warm leads, are you reaching out to them weekly? Are you reaching out to them bi-weekly? Are you reaching out to them monthly? What kind of value are you going to be providing to them who are more not ready right now, but would be ready in the next 3 to 6 months or so? And those hot leads, those Teslas, are you reaching out to them weekly? Depending on the scenario and their urgency, is it maybe even daily? Did any new listings come out today? What's their time frame? Do they need something right now? So you want to be able to know your frequency for the different segments of leads that you have. Every time you make contact with a lead, you want to make sure that you are providing some kind of value with them and to build engagement. Get not just you shoving information at them, but also getting their feedback and their response. Is what I'm sending you what you're looking for? Is it in the right direction? Are we in the right price point? Do we need to consider some other options? If it's weekly, maybe it's something like sending out something a bit more recent, something a bit more personal to them in their journey. If it's something that's longer, like a quarterly email, then maybe sending something that's more high level and just finding ways to pull them in and bring them into that next segment of leads. And number 3, using different methods. One of the things you want to be able to do is diversify your communication with your leads. And again, depending on what segment they are, what type of lead it is, are you making phone calls? Are you doing text messages? And are you sending emails? These are things that you can do and send one off, or are you automating them? Are you doing video? I'd love to know who has done video content to a client directly, not just posting a video on social media, but doing video content to a client.
I
No?
have.
Okay, good. I would suggest for you all to try it. After I do a listing appointment, I send them a 30 or 60-second video that same day, thanking them for having me, and I'm excited what we spoke about, such and such. Every time after I do an open house, anybody who signed up in my sign-in sheet, they get a 30-second video message from me saying, hey, thanks for attending my open house. It was great you got to see the home. I'd love to get your feedback. What did you love about the house? If there's something you could change, what's one thing that you would change about the house? Try using video content. Even checking in with clients, I will sometimes do a video, kind of like a video campaign, where I'll record a 30-second video and I'll say, hey, how's it going? Just want to keep you updated with what's happening in the market. There is an interest rate drop today and such, and whatever it may be. And send that as a video, and you can now send that to 5, 10, 20 different people. It's the same thing you could have said as a text, as an email, but you're sending it as a video and they can see you and see your expression. And I guarantee you that will help you stand out from a lot of other realtors. So that'll be a
You
great
just send
way
a
to
text
build.
video, or how do you create that video and send it out? Do you use like
Yeah,
a bomb video, or do you do?
Yeah, for sure. There's different ways you can do it. For me, I use it for my hot leads typically for follow-up. So I would just send it to them by text or WhatsApp. So most of my clients I have on WhatsApp. A lot of my clients, especially couples and things like that, families, I have WhatsApp groups for my different clients. And so I'll send that to them over WhatsApp. But for sure, there's different platforms that can automate that for you, even HeyGen, that you can use as well. Okay, another method is drop-bys. It's a great way to be able to reach out to your clients. I know one realtor who, after every listing appointment, they go to the dollar store, they buy a pack of noodles, a mini strainer, and a pack of tomato sauce, and say, hey, have dinner on me tonight. Like, there's different ways to be creative and find things that are budget friendly, but thoughtful. So sometimes they do a pack of popcorn with a business card attached to it saying, enjoy popcorn on me for movie night, or things like that. One thing I did in the summer when I was farming an area out in Etobicoke is I went on Amazon and I bought these little plastic planters. These is the containers for a planter. I got 100 of them for $20. I got a few bags of soil, maybe $10 worth from the dollar store actually. And then I ordered on Amazon mint seeds. And it probably came with like 200 seeds or something. Me and alongside another realtor, we spent probably $50 or $60, and we door knocked a neighborhood of 200 homes and left little planters with everybody saying, if it's meant to be, give us a call for a free home evaluation. So it's just, there's different ways to be creative. And if you guys ever want ideas, for sure, reach out, or for sure, go on ChatGPT and look for some economical ways of different gifts and things like that you can use to connect with clients. And then, of course, another method is door knocking. A lot of people do door knocking in new neighborhoods. Why not do door knocking with your existing clients? Stop by with them to see if they have any questions, if they have any questions about their neighborhood, if they have any questions about the market, or just to check in with them saying, hey, I wanted to see how you've been here 1 year in your home. How's your home anniversary? Or what plans do you have for such and such? But the whole point is you want to be able to diversify the ways that you get in touch with your clients. Does that make sense so far? Okay, awesome. So this is just a summary. Here's the system. Segment your clients, know what your frequency is, and then using different methods to stay in touch. And now we're going to go on to ways to maximize your CRM. These 3 ways are going to be automate, organize, and personalize. So maximizing your CRM. What we want to do with automating things is to be able to automate your reminders. So schedule reminders for check-ins, for birthdays, for anniversaries, for property updates. You want to be able to automate these reminders of touch points where you're going to reach out to the client. And again, it's about making less work for you later on. So you can organize this in your CRM. You can even, sometimes I use right in my Gmail when I'm sending an email to a client. You can actually schedule an email in Gmail when that is going to go out to your client. Or one thing a lot of people don't think about is having a follow-up system for vendors that you use. I work with so many different vendors, real estate lawyers, mortgage brokers, contractors within the industry who send me a lot of referrals. So that is a great avenue to also lead generate. And in my first year of business, 70% of my business came from referrals. And that's how I started my business in the beginning, is connecting with different professionals in the industry. And they in turn referred me some business that year, a lot more business the following year, and subsequently it's kept up like that. So a lot of agents will schedule the reminders, but you want to also make sure that you have that content ready to go out. So one thing you can do to take it to the next step is actually schedule the reminder maybe the day before the event, or maybe the week before the event. I had a real estate agent reach out to me saying, you know what, Tory, everybody says happy birthday on the day of their birthday, but who messages them the day before to say, hey, aren't you looking forward to your 50th birthday tomorrow? Any big plans? Or what's something you're looking forward to this year, or that you're grateful for this year, or something of that nature? So that's taking it really, I would say the next level is messaging them or scheduling, automating that contact before the event actually happens, because that for sure will help you to, it'll catch them off guard, but in a good way, and help you to stay out. You could say something, even with the birthday, you could say, yeah, maybe it's your 40th birthday coming up tomorrow or next week. What's the best thing that happened to you this year? Or what's the thing that you're most grateful for this year? Or while your home anniversary is tomorrow, do you have any plans for any big projects or renovations you want to do for the home, or gardening that you want to do in the summer, or whatever it may be? Okay, another way to maximize your CRM is organize. So you want to be able to organize your client data. So you really want to know how to track where your leads come from and what stage of the buying or selling process that they are in. And so knowing where your leads come from is a great tracking information you want to do, because that can help show you where you want to focus more of your lead generation on. So you want to ask people, even when people call me off of realtor.ca, or they call me randomly saying, hey, Tory, I was referred to you. You want to ask people, how did you find me? How did you find my website, or who sent you my way? And send that person a thank you note for sure. That is a great way to be able to build up your business. And then the last way to maximize your CRM is to personalize. So you want to personalize your communication. So you want to use notes in your CRM to make your communication personal, mentioning specifics like their dog's name or the last house that they visited. You want to use your CRM, use the notes and add in, when we last spoke, she mentioned this, or she's struggling with this, or she needs to find out this. Whatever it may be, make notes of that, because none of us have a perfect memory. So maybe that's a Toyota lead that you only speak to quarterly. So the next time you speak to them, you have some notes to build off of and show that you took the time to make note of this and you want to follow up with that. So anything that you make note of or say, it doesn't necessarily have to relate to real estate, but it could certainly be something personal, or whatever the case that you write down. The point is that you're making the effort to remember that later on. Okay, so now we're going to talk about preparing for the holidays. So another question for everybody, I'd love to hear, how do you usually engage with your clients during the holidays? What have you done before? What have you heard of? What are some thoughts of ways to engage with your clients during this holiday season coming up?
Aside from just like the standard check-ins, it's always, seeing what plans they have going on, if they're hosting or if their family's coming by, just like chatting about it. We also do a breakfast with Santa event that we always invite them out to. And then something I actually heard of last year that somebody did is they didn't do an event, but they did Popeyes and they just dropped off like one or two rolls of wrapping paper at a bunch of their client stores. Yeah. And like I was like, that is a fabulous and not expensive idea, right? So yeah, there's like something.
I love that. Thanks for sharing that with everyone. That's a great idea and very affordable too, because you
Yeah,
can often get the stacks of those even at the dollar store and Dollar Tree and things like that. And you just
exactly.
attach it with your business card or you create a little flyer or tag to go with it.
Yeah,
Amazing. Love it.
right? I thought it was so cool.
Yeah. And the point is it's not just you advertising yourself, you're providing value, something that's
Yes.
actually useful to them. So great idea. Anyone else? Ideas of ways to engage with your clients over the holidays?
I had a different one.
Mm-hmm. Go
It
ahead,
might
Stephanie.
sound silly, but I live in a small town, so it makes a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I do a Santa Claus parade. So we get to, in our small towns, they just put on Santa Claus parades. So each little small town, what I do is I just get out like the candy canes. I have my kids and family help me out. We dress up as elves and
Wow.
you give out, it's really not that expensive because my husband pulls a trailer behind, right? It's all pre-set up each year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think to start out, it cost me like $50 to make it. And it might have cost me 200 for the candy canes and other things that go out along with my business. But it's
Wow.
keeping me top of mind for people maybe that just in my local, they see me and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I didn't realize she's a realtor, right? So my sign's on there. I pretend like I'm selling Santa's house or whatever, right? Like,
That is
sounds quirky,
amazing.
but it kind of works, right? Like people get to know you then, I guess, in the small, I don't know.
Yeah. I love that idea. And even if you're in the big city, like I just what comes to mind is do that for a neighborhood that you're farming. Even go door knocking one week, say, hey, we're gonna have a Santa Claus parade for the neighborhood or for the street on
Yep,
this day. You guys make sure you're looking out the windows and have that even just down a street or in a little neighborhood or something.
I like that idea. I didn't even think of that one. That'd be
Yeah.
easier.
I love that. Or even just collaborating sometimes with a local business or oftentimes churches have really big parking lots and say, hey guys, come down the street to this location or this park or something
Ooh, I like that one.
and have that. So that's
Ooh,
really great too to build off of.
okay.
Just a
Any
quick,
more ideas?
yeah, actually, a quick question about that. I actually really like Popeyes and thinking of doing them for the holidays. However, my question to everyone, we do have a very diverse population and we need to cater to
Mm-hmm.
different cultures and religions. What are some, because we can't assume that people do celebrate Christmas and, yada yada yada, and giving wrapping paper, they might not be giving gifts, to people in during December. So what are some thoughts around that? Like how can you cater to the different, like I'm just trying to think what would be a good pop by during that time of, time of the year.
Food,
Yeah, so that is a
like even
great question.
celebrating happy holidays.
So one of the things I will say, I have on here on the slide October 23rd, because that's going to be my next session, and it's called the Holiday Hustle. So we will talk about some alternatives for that for sure.
Oh,
But
awesome.
in general, I would say saying happy holidays is usually pretty safe. But one thing I have done is I went to the dollar store and I got a box of, those hot chocolate in a pack. I think it was like 8 in a pack for $1 or something. And I just got each pack, I stapled my business card and I did a little message. I did a fun fact that hot chocolate tastes different in different colored mugs. So if you're drinking hot chocolate out of an orange mug, supposedly it's sweeter to our taste buds, the way we process it or something like that. But even something like that, I think I heard someone mention food, but having related to that can sometimes be more of a safe thing to do. But especially in this day and age, it's definitely something to be able to think about and be conscious of. Did
Yeah.
anybody
One
else
of
have some
the
other ideas?
fun ones that we've done around like the holidays was we did hot chocolate bombs instead. And the girl that did them for us, she like wrapped them up in just like a clear wrapper or whatever, or in like a box, and she put like little decorations around it. Um, and that's all was also like just a super simple thing to do that didn't really indicate any sort of Christmas or whatever other things people celebrate around that time of year. And they weren't expensive either. I did them last year for like about like my close friends. Um, and it was like super, super cost friendly.
Yeah, great. And that's another great reason why you want to be able to organize your leads so you can have um, for different types of leads, you can put in a hashtag, maybe saying holiday campaign or holiday hustle or previous clients. So, anyone who's a previous client is going to be a part of my holiday campaign and things like that. And that will really help you to budget even how many people you want to be able to do something like this for.
I'm so sorry to cut in. Lexi, could you
Of course.
repeat that idea again?
Pardon?
Could you repeat that idea that you were mentioning about hot chocolate?
Yeah, so about the most recent one about the hot chocolate bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a girl who did them for me last year. And so for my super close friends, I would do the hot chocolate bomb and I got them a mug, which it makes it more like $5 a person at that point. But when I was doing just the hot chocolate bombs for some people, my girl would like put it in like a clear box with like some like crinkled paper or whatever around it. So it still was decorated and like obviously the hot chocolate bombs look super cute.
Yes.
And then I would just drop those off as well. And I think those were like $1.50 or something. I'd have to double check.
They were
And
so
that was
cute.
like
I'm like,
that
I'm
was
sure I wasn't the only one that
popular.
posted it. I'm sure I wasn't the only one that posted it on my story either and like tag her. But like
Yeah.
that also builds this like
Yeah.
thing where people are just like posting all over.
Like I
Mhm.
was looking at something to do for like my neighborhood, so I was like,
I can send you a contact if you want.
yeah, do you want to send it to me? Just text it to me.
Yeah.
I think
Beautiful.
I just thought I might do like branded cookies.
I was
Like a
thinking
house. Like
I
a
have
heart
somebody
shape.
that could do that for you. Just gonna put that out
Make
there.
you a little
Oh,
A
gingerbread
client
house.
of mine.
Lexi has the connections.
I do.
I just had, yeah.
Oh, make each one individual.
With,
Made.
if it's a
Awesome.
past client, it could be their address on it.
Yeah,
As a
like the
past client, but
Rosendas.
yeah.
Yeah, Lexi, maybe if you find it fast enough, put it in the chat
Like you
Yeah.
two.
I can
Yeah.
to
find it
share
right
with
now.
people. Awesome. So the point being is preparing for the holidays.
I like that.
Everybody should be reaching out to their clients over the holidays. Every single realtor. And what you want to keep in mind is that you don't have to spend $10,000. You don't have, I know some realtors that spend $10,000. You don't have to spend $2,000. You don't even have to spend $200. But the point is, over the holiday season, you want to make sure that you are reaching out to your clients to show them that they care, that you care. So even some creative ideas is a lot of realtors will have 12 days of Christmas and maybe have giveaways each day. Depending on your budget, for sure, that can be a great idea. Why not have something that is the 12 tips of Christmas? So maybe over the holiday season, 12 tips of taking care of your home over the winter, or 12 tips of attending all family events, or staying in touch, or 12 tips to make it through the holiday season, like whatever it may be. You want to be able to reach out to people and be providing some kind of value. You can do a post each day on social media, or you can do an email each day to your clients. And it it doesn't need to take it doesn't need to be overwhelming, because for a lot of these ideas and the actual template, we can reach out on ChatGPT and use that to create the basis for you, and then you just fine tune it. Over the holidays, a lot of people love to see the behind the scenes. Maybe you can do some videos of some holiday traditions for you and your family. Let people see what you're doing in your home over the holidays. And this can really help to build rapport with your clients and say, oh, I actually do that too. Or, oh, that is amazing. I want to start doing that with my family and things like that. So you can, again, post that on social media, or maybe you send it as an individual video that's more personal to maybe your hot leads, or you send it as a video attachment to an email campaign that is going out to your leads. But again, it's one way for people to be able to see behind the scenes of my real estate agent and what's happening. Are you putting up your Christmas tree or things like that? Another creative way is polls and surveys. How about you actually ask your client what is their favorite thing about the holiday season? What is their favorite activity to do, or their favorite tradition? Or maybe what do they like to avoid during the holidays, whether it's work or buying too many gifts, or whatever it may be. But you can build that engagement with your clientele, whether it is on social media or even on email or texting and things like that. But those are a few ideas to be conscious of. And even again, on October 23rd, we're going to be going over the holiday hustle. So we'll go over it in more detail. But now going on to gift ideas for clients, not necessarily for the holidays, but just in general after a closing or things like that. But one of the things you can do is a personalized calendar featuring local events or even images of properties that you've helped to sell. So show people homes that you've sold in that neighborhood if it's an area that you're farming. Or one thing I loved is someone did a yearly calendar with their real estate branding, and then they put in all of the local events that happen in their city, or they put in all of the events that that real estate team hosts. So you can build in that interaction. So it's already on this calendar that maybe they put on their fridge or wherever. It's built in that engagement with them. Of course, a handwritten holiday card or small branded items like candles, ornaments, lights, things like that can be a great idea. And something a little bit more creative sometimes is a donation in your client's name to a local charity. I once had a client who they were moving because their husband passed away due to diabetes complications. And so it was really close to their heart, the Diabetic Association. So imagine doing a donation to that charity in your client's name, what that would mean for them. So there's different ideas of things that you can do that are out of the box and can really resonate with your clients and build some rapport. Let's see here. Another thing you can do is also partnering with local small businesses as well, especially throughout the holiday season. These connections that Lexi's going to put in the chat, a great way to not only give value to your clients as a gift, but also to network and expand your connections as well. Okay, so we're going to go over the next few parts a bit more quickly because I know we have 7 minutes left. But talking about a mini business plan for Q4 of this year. So things that you want to keep in mind is what you've done year to date, your goal, and your target. So you want to be able to review your year-to-date transactions. What worked? What didn't work? What slip-ups did you have? What things went really well? You want to be able to think about what is your goal? For the last 90 days of this year, what goal do you want to do? Is it 5 more sales, 5 more transactions done? Is it to get another 100 leads? Is it to make this amount of phone calls? What is going to be your goal for the last 90 days? And then target. Set your target income for Q4. And then let's break it down into weekly and monthly goals. So you want to be able to have that in the top of your mind. This is what your target is. How do we get there? So we're going to talk about strategic marketing. So you want to be able to leverage the holiday traffic. Use open houses as an excuse for a holiday event. Why not host an open house and have some kind of a holiday related event there? It may not appeal to everyone, so you want to be conscious of that, but be able to integrate that into your marketing. You want to double down on social media. You want to be able to post consistently and engage with these potential leads daily. And you also want to be networking. Attend holiday events, attend different holiday events. See if you can sponsor some local festivals to get more exposure, or even host a small client appreciation. I know a lot of realtors like to have a holiday family photo shoot and have their clients come over for free photos, and then you cover the cost of the photographer for one photo. And then if families want more photos, they can pay extra for that. In all of these methods, you want to make sure that we are engaging in a meaningful way, providing value to our clients. So you want to look at connections, incorporate personal touches in your follow-up. Don't let everything that is automated sound like a robot. You want to be able to personalize it. Surveys, send out an end of the year survey and ask clients how you can better serve them. Ask them if they think they've heard enough from you, or if they'd like to hear more. Get their feedback. Referrals, ask for referrals directly, especially from satisfied clients. You always want to put it out there and let them know how much more you would appreciate a referral coming from them, showing that you did an amazing job. And then events, host virtual events, host a virtual holiday party, host a small event, build that kind of engagement where you can get people to come and attend and be able to reach out and allow other people to invite their family and friends as well. Okay, so just to recap of the key, oh, there's a spelling error, but the key strategies, we want to be able to build a consistent follow-up system. You want to use your CRM effectively. You want to prepare for the holidays with content and gifts ideas. And also we talked about creating a mini business plan in order to finish off the year strong. So just a summary of how to gain business in the next 90 days. Step 1, you can set clear, measurable goals. Step 2, you want to segment clients for targeted follow-up. Step 3, you want to be able to add value to every client interaction. Step 4, you want to use your CRM to stay organized and to stay consistent. Step 5, you want to offer unique and low-cost holiday gifts in order to build rapport. Step 6, you can create engaging social media content. Step 7 is hosting client appreciation events, whether virtual or in-person meetups. You can ask for referrals as well as testimonials. You can analyze, and you want to be able to analyze and adjust weekly according to what's happening. And step 10 is really just about staying consistent and staying patient. These are all ways that you really can build your business in the next 90 days and set yourself up for an amazing Q1 of 2025. Consistency is so key with really any business. The results don't always come instantly, but your effort will pay off if you stay disciplined. Okay, so you want to make sure you're sticking with your follow-up and schedule your content in your calendar. Be patient and persistent. Most clients, as we know, do need multiple touch points before they're ready to make a move. But like I said, there's no bad lead. It's just a matter of time. And what are you doing to stay top of mind for when they are ready for that right time? And just focus on continuing to offer value, even if you don't see the immediate returns, even if they're not ready to buy tomorrow, still look for different ways to stay in touch and to be able to provide value. And just always be genuine. That's the greatest feedback that you can get from someone. And I often say, don't try and be someone that you're not. Don't try and be this millionaire producer if that's not where you are right now. Be who you are, be genuine, and that's who you're going to attract and resonate more with and have such more of an impact. And that is it for today. So if you guys have any questions, of course, you have my information in order to reach out. But that is
I never noticed.
Ah.
Yeah, that's one thing I got from my branding. I was able to get those numbers. So yeah, I love to do that.
Well done.
I have the same thing.
Do mine.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Lexi, you could too.
oh, really?
I did.
Really? Did you?
Yeah, it was before I became a realtor. My dad was just like, "This would be cool," and I was like, "Okay."
Wow, your dad knows what's up.
Does. So yeah, last four digits spell out Lexi. It's the whole thing.
No.
Mhm.
No, it's too late.
Okay, guys, so that's the 90-day blueprint.
I know.
Before we end off, did anybody have any questions or want to go over anything?
Fives and sevens.
I had a question for you, Tori. I was just wondering, is there, in your experience, a certain time of day that you find works better for following up with leads? I'm just never sure what time to call.
To be honest, I say that people should diversify the times that they can do. You don't always have to call at the same time because there's going to be certain people that you're just never going to get a hold of. So I would say space it out. Definitely have your set time that works for your schedule. But typically, like the 10 o'clock to lunchtime window is a good one. The afternoon can be good. And the evenings, but not too late. I wouldn't say, like, sometimes you can catch a lot of people at that 5 to 6 o'clock hour, but then you're also going to catch a lot of people who are in the middle of dinner and not the best time to talk with them. And some people who you call during the day, they're going to be at work and not going to be answering their phone. So
Yeah.
it's good to set a few different time frames in your schedule and see what works good for the people who you're calling. Because the database who I'm calling, if my niche is different than your niche, it's going to be different time frames. If I'm tackling a lot of first-time home buyers, people who are early on in their career, working 9 to 5s, and things like that, versus a niche such as retired people or downsizers, it's going to be two different kind of markets. So I would say diversify the times that you can do and see what's working well for the people who you are calling.
Okay, thanks. And I just also was wondering, like, this session, I want to watch it again. Are you gonna like post this at all, or I noticed you were recording it. I just was curious if you were.
Yes, we haven't recorded. Reach out to me and I'll be able to talk to you about that. I don't have the recording right now, but we can get it.
Okay, no worries. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Any more questions or things anybody wanted to touch on?
I got a question. In our last session, when you were mentioning about social media, you were mentioning about an app you use for editing your videos. Could you please remind that app?
Yeah, what app I use to edit my video?
Yeah, to edit your videos, you said you will use some application.
Yeah, so there's a few that I use. I use Canva to do a lot of my editing. I also use CapCut to edit a lot of the reels that I do.
CapCut is super user friendly. If I could figure it out.
CapCut is a really good one to use. Even on the free version, you can do a lot with it. And then I also use OpenAI, OPEN.ai, where you can actually upload a whole video and it will cut it for you. It'll cut it up for you. It'll add the captions and put little emojis and things like that. So that's a really easy way to be able to do that. With that one, you get 33 minutes of editing for free and then you have to pay for it. Another app I use is Mojo. Is that what it is? Yeah, Mojo. Mojo's a good one as well. That has a lot of templates already done for you. So I can just plug in a video of me talking and it adds captions and different video effects and things like that. No problem. Any other questions or ideas from anyone? Okay. Awesome.
Tori, a random
Yeah.
question.
Mhm.
I noticed there's like, I don't know if it's a thing to buy followers. I think like it was in the past, but every now and then I'll see someone, I'm like, oh my gosh, their Instagram is totally blown up. And their views are like lower than mine or other people I know, but they've got like 10, 20,000 followers, and it's just, I don't know, like
It's not organic.
what's
It's not organic. Yeah.
Yeah, like what's that about? Like, does it change anything? What do you think?
So with that, there are a lot of people who buy followers, but I find that it's not consistent. I heard a lot of people complain that they bought followers, they got 10,000, whatever, and then like a month later, it went right down because technically they just bought the followers, but you're not buying that they actually stay or they
Yeah.
actually watch your content and things like that. And I've also heard that I know with YouTube, they say that it messes up the algorithm. They don't push it as much if they see that you're getting a bunch of following in a short period of time from a bunch of questionable accounts and things like that.
Yeah.
All in all, there's better things to spend your money on
Yeah.
than to buy followers. I find it's better if you're considering buying followers, consider investing that in something to reach out to clients or to build rapport, and you'll get a better rate of return on following from existing clients for referrals and things like that than you would with a bunch of strangers who come on your channel for 5 seconds.
Would you say the best way to just like grow your following quickly is just to post all the time?
Yeah, the more you post, the better algorithms you'll get. So the more chances you'll have at expanding your audience. You don't want to just post nonsense though. You do want to post things that are engaging and that are of value. So when you're making these posts, you want to have call to action. Have something where you ask people to comment below, to say their opinion, or to share this post or something like that. So that will help your algorithms as well. But posting ideally posting like to get maximum posting 3 times a day is really going to skyrocket your portfolio. If you can post 3 times a day consistently, then that can really highlight things. And it doesn't have to be long posts. It could be one maybe video that's 2 or 3 minutes, but you break it up into segments. You change it on different days and things like that. But yeah. Oh yeah, good point as well. Not just real estate things. You can incorporate community events, work-life balance, a whole bunch of other things as well to provide overall value.
And sorry, 3 posts that like are actual posts, not like 3 stories.
Yeah, 3 reels. Reels is ideal, is what's doing well
3
right now.
reels
So
a
3
day.
reels.
You're killing me, Tory.
I know. If you know Andrew Sigma, he just started doing that, I think 2 or 3 months ago, just making 3 posts a day consistently. And he's told me his channel, his following has shot right up. So yeah, you can think about the content that you do. A lot of people think, oh, people are going to get annoyed at me. People are going to unfollow me for 3 posts a day. But again, what kind of value are you bringing to them?
I don't really care. You can have fun. No, it hurt. My
How do you spell Sigma?
Signa. CIGNA.
Yeah.
He has 1,300 followers.
I've got 1,300 followers.
Yeah, but where did that? I think that's all been in like a month or so because he didn't.
Almost 1,200.
He
Oh, no. Yeah,
So, yeah.
I get on the bandwagon. That's 725. I got 1190.
Even one a day is.
I know it is.
it doesn't have to be. It's all about scheduling. Like if you're literally physically doing a post every single day, it's going to be tiring. But instead of doing that, have a bulk day where you create the content and schedule it out for the week.
Oh, yeah.
Schedule it out for 2 weeks and have it automated. Okay. Any other questions, ideas you guys want to run over? Okay. We'll leave it at that. Thank you guys for attending.
Thank you.
No problem. Make sure you look out for October 23rd, where we go over the holiday hustle.
Thank you.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye. Bye. Amazing.
Bye.
Good question, Lauren. Why can't I post in this open thread?
What you talking about, Willis?
It's not letting me post. It's only some people can post. Yeah,
Yeah, you get blocked?
Wait,
I feel like I've been blocked.
in Slack?
No,
Yeah.
because you the thread. Oh, is it open house availability?